Here, one of you, twist his hands behind him.
Why, God, help me, why? What do you want to know?
You gave a child to him, the child he asked you of?
I wish I died that day. I did.
You will unless you tell me truly.
And I'll die, far worse if I should tell you.
This fellow is bent on more delays, as it would seem.
Oh, no, I have told you that I gave it.
Where did you get this child from? Was it your own, or did you get it from another?
My own at all. I had it from someone.
One of these citizens, or from what house?
Oh, master, please, I beg you, master, please, don't ask me more.
You're a dead man if I ask you again.
It was one of the children of Laius.
A slave, or born in wedlock?
Oh, God, I am on the brink of frightful speech.
And I of frightful hearing, but I must hear.
The child was called his child, but she within.
She gave it to you?
Yes, she did, my lord.
To do what with? She was so hard.
Make away with
its
it.
Mother?
Aye, though fear of evil oracles.
Which?
They said he should kill his parents.
How was it that you gave it to this old man?
Oh, master, I pitied it and thought I could send it off to another country, and this man was from another country, but he saved it for most terrible troubles. If you are the man he says you are, you're bred to misery.
Oh, they will all come out clearly. Light of the sun, let me look upon you no more after today. I, who first saw the light bred of a match, accursed and accursed in my living. With them I lived with, cursed in my killing.
O generous of man, how I count you as an equal with those who live not at all. What man on earth wins more of happiness than a seeming and after that turning away? Oedipus, you are my pattern of this. Oedipus, you and your fate. Luckless Oedipus, whom of all men I envy not at all. But now whose tale is more miserable? Who is there lives with a savager's fate, whose troubles to reserve his life as his? O Oedipus, the famous prince, for whom a great have the same both as a father and son, suffice for a generation. How have the furrows plowed by your father endured to bear you, poor wretch, and hold their peace so long.
O princess always honored by our country, what deeds you'll hear of and what horrors see, what grief you'll feel if you as true-born Thebans care for the house of Laodicus' son. Fasts nor icer cannot purge this house. I think with all their streams, such things it hides, such evils shortly will bring forth into the light, whether they will or not, and troubles hurt the most when they prove self-inflicted.
What we had known before did not fall short of bitter groaning worth. What's more to tell?
Shortest to hear and tell, our glorious Queen Jocasta's death.
Unhappy woman, how?
By her own hand, the worst of what was done. You cannot know. You did not see the sight, yet in so far as I remember it, you'll hear the end of our unlucky queen. When she came raging into the house, she went straight to her marriage bed, tearing her hair with both hands, and crying upon Laius' long death. Do you remember Laius? That night long past which bred a child for us, to send you to your death and leave a mother making children with her son? And then she groaned and cursed the bed in which she brought forth her husband by her husband, children by her own child, an infamous double bond. How after that she died I do not know, for Oedipus distracted us from seeing. He burst upon us shouting, and we looked to him as he paced frantically around, begging us always, "Give me a sword," I say, "to find this wife no wife, this mother's womb, the field of double sowing whence I sprang and where I sowed my children." As he raved, some god showed him the way. None of us there. Bellowing terribly and led by some invisible guide, he rushed on the two doors, wrenching the hollow bolts out of their sockets. He charged inside. There, he saw his wife hanging. She twisted the twisted rope around her neck. When he saw her, he cried out fearfully and cut the dangling noose. Then, as she lay, poor woman, on the ground, what happened after was terrible to see. He tore the gold-chased brooches fastening her robe, away from her, and lifting them up high, dashed them on his own eyeballs, shrieking out such things as, "They will never see the crime I have committed or had done upon me. Dark eyes, now in the days to come, look on forbidden faces, do not recognize whom you long for." With such cautions. He struck his eyes again and yet again with the brooches. and the bleeding eyeballs gushed and stained his beard. No sluggish oozing drops, but a black rain and bloody hail poured down. So it has broken, and not on one head, but troubles mixed for husband and for wife. The fortune of days gone was true good fortune, but today groans and destruction and death and shame. Of all ills can be named, not one is missing.
Is he now in any ease from pain?
He shouts for someone to unbar the doors and show him all the men of Thebes, his father's killer, his mother's. No, I cannot say the word. It is unholy, for he'll cast himself out of the land, he says, and not remain to bring a curse upon his house. The curse he called upon is it in his proclamation, but he wants for strength, and someone to guide him. His sickness is too great to bear. You too will be shown that. The bolts are opening. Soon you will see a sight to waken pity, even in the horror of it.
This is a terrible sight for the men to see. I never found a worse. Poor wretch, what madness came upon you? What evil spirit leaped upon your life, to your ill luck? A leap beyond men's strength. I pity you, but cannot look at you, though there's much to want to ask, and much to learn, and much to see. I shudder at the sight of you.
Oh, where am I going? Where's my voice borne on the wind to and fro? Spirit, how far have you sprung?
To a terrible place, whereof men's ears may not hear, nor their eyes beyond it.
Darkness, horror of darkness, enfolding, resistless, unspeakable, visitant, sped by an ill wind and haste. Madness and stabbing pain in memory of evil deeds I have done.
In such misfortunes, in no wonder of double ways and burden of your grief.
My friend, you are only steadfast, the one that attends on me. You still stay nursing of the blind man. Your care is not unnoticed. I can know your voice, although this darkness is my world.
Donor of the dread deeds, how did you dare so far to do, despite to your own eyes, what spirit urged you to do it?
It was Apollo, friends, Apollo.